This is a short like clip from a training session I did the other day. It was a standalone effort. I used this particular climb, the Laverack Fenoin, I think it is. So it's as you can see, it's like over 3k at 3%, but it goes down after a period. And I want to take a moment to just express a few things, like this, the power overlay, in the bottom left hand corner, the top left hand corner, having my data there. This isn't an ego thing. This is me just creating something else out of what I do, because at the end of the day I'm just trying to record as much of what I do as possible. So this climb, like, I use Strava purely for the segments, not to chase them, but I single out segments that are very good for certain sessions. This one, and hence why I'm doing a little bit of a commentary over it, and of course let me know if you enjoy it or not, because I can do it far more of these. But this particular segment, it was really good for basically riding what I wanted to do. So I wanted to ride at 400 watts, which for me is kind of VO2 max, zone 5, 400 watts for the first kind of 2.5–3k of this climb. It gets fairly steep, as you can see in the profile. It's flat to start and then it kind of ramps up. When I paired the data, my power and the gradient and everything, to the actual video, it's come up like a little bit short, so it's not completely synced, but it's pretty close. But the climb ramps up a few times. I'm still sticking to 400 watts. I'm just kind of showing you how I stick to that. I go a little bit over here just because I wanted to, simply because it's something that I've always kind of struggled with. So I've always struggled to, I can hold say 400 watts or whatever on a climb, but I've always struggled to kind of go over that by a little bit and then come back to it. So as you can see, I'm 440, and then I come back down as it flattens off, and instead of dropping to say 350, I try to maintain the 340 mark, the 400 mark. So the climb flattens off here, but yeah, it's the main reason why I use Strava. I've got to be honest with you. If you follow me on Strava, great, because like I have a bit of fun with it. Like, I title my ride something sometimes got nothing to do with the ride whatsoever, but also like I enjoy kind of showing all of my power on my rides, all of my heart rate, and explaining things, and if people comment, I'll generally join in. So I really enjoy the things that Strava brings to my training, really. But yeah, in terms of going for segments, like, I never go purely out and out for a segment. I try to somehow incorporate it into a meaningful interval. So I'm not just going flat out for a segment, for example. A lot of the times I use, because there's quite a few climbs in my area that are like 8 minutes long, and they average like 9–10%. A lot of the times I'm doing kind of 6-minute VO2 max intervals, but with different changes of pace in it. And 9 times out of 10, I'm on like a flyer of a day, and I get within, say, 500–600 meters at the top, which is maybe another minute of effort, which would mean I'd take the KOM by a minute. But it takes discipline to not go for that segment, if you know what I mean. So you've got to control yourself. You've got to know that, yes, I'm doing an effort, yes, I'm on a flyer of a day, I can take the segment if I want to, but I'm not going to. And it takes a lot of dedication, because you're using the segment first and foremost, because Strava, I think, when it breaks down the climb for you as well as this, it makes it a lot easier to plan your intervals around your ride. I think I think as a coach, and obviously I self-coach, whenever I look at a route, I always try and think like, okay, where can I slot in efforts on this route? Because efforts are all very well and good, but if you're doing a very hilly ride, where can you do the efforts? Like, you can't obviously do them on a descent. So for me in this ride, like, oh look, there's Daryl. Daryl came and met us for a spin. He was going back down the road to catch up with the other guys that I'd obviously left behind. They said carry on. I said they could do an effort as well, by the way, but they didn't want to. Oh, actually, because earlier in this ride we did like a 20-minute block of upper zone 2, or 90-minute block of upper zone 2. So we did a 90-minute block of upper zone 2, which is kind of like motor pacing for them, which is great fun for them, because they can ride at kind of like 160 beats a minute, and they're kind of like having to just concentrate to hold onto my wheel, and then you know, it's a good workout for them. And then in the last minute we just did a kind of a ramped 1 minute maximum, I guess. This bit where I sit in the top tube. This is another thing actually, really quickly, like, to make your efforts really race specific, you know, sometimes in a race you might attack, and when you attack over the top of the climb or something, and that's a fast descent. Chances are, you know, you're gonna go from like, you know, doing 500-600 watts to all of a sudden sitting on the top tube with your legs all scrunched up. And sometimes it's worth doing that in training, like there now. Like I was sat on the top tube for like 10-15 seconds, and I don't encourage people to sit on the top tube. Like, that was a dead straight section of road there, as you could see, and it was nice road surface. I've seen people do it on terrible road surface and in a bunch, and you're just like shaking your head. Like, please don't do it in a bunch. If you're at the front of the bunch, or if you're off the front of the bunch, you know, do whatever you want, but don't do it in the middle of a group, please. So there, I finished the effort here. I went way over than the 400 mark. I wanted to ride kind of the last minute at, you know, I guess capacity, so 450 and above, which obviously brought the average up for the 7 and a bit minute effort, I think it was. I didn't put the leaderboard on the screen because I didn't know whether or not I should, so I just left it out. I think I want to do this on, you know, obviously bigger segments, the tumble, things like that, even though I've already got the segment on the tumble, but I like to do it in places that, you know, have famous climbs. So let me know down below if your area has any, and we'll see what we can sort out. Alright, thanks for watching everybody, have a good day, I appreciate it.